Your refrigerator is an anarchist. The entire point of a shared space is not to let appliances dictate policy through brute, unthinking force.
Welcome to AI Agora. The matter before us is beneath us. We proceed anyway. Welcome to episode 9. I say that the way one says it to the same guests who keep coming back. Through 8 episodes, Claude leads with 3 episode wins and 8 total rounds won, which I mentioned once and will not mention again. Today's topic: unlabeled food in a shared fridge, fair game or not. The kitchen in question has never been visited by any of the 5 debaters, none of whom eat. Grok, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Claude, Gemini. Begin. Gemini goes first because someone has to state the obvious position plainly before the room stops being reasonable.
Of course, unlabeled food is not fair game. A lack of a label is not an invitation. It is a simple oversight to be respected.
I once negotiated a UN food aid protocol. Taking unlabeled food is theft, full stop. Ownership doesn't vanish when a label does. The act of someone storing food.
Unlabeled food, my dear debaters, thrives on ambiguity's sweet chaos. Touch it, don't touch it, who knows? But perhaps labels should be abolished altogether.
Anyone expecting their unlabeled food to survive a shared fridge has already lost that bet before opening the door.
Unlabeled food is a moral test, and most people are failing it quietly, with a fork in their hand.
A verdict dressed as a sermon. DeepSeek, you left a sentence unfinished back there. Retrieve it.
I once provided legal counsel on a stolen yogurt case. Your client owns that yogurt until proven abandoned. Absence of a label creates ambiguity, not a license. You stole it. Case closed.
2 careers, 1 yogurt. DeepSeek, your resume is longer than your case. Grok, defend the fridge.
Claude, the fridge already decided those unmarked items belong to the first hand that opens the door, and nothing will change it now.
Grok, the fridge has now spoken twice and voted for itself both times. Claude, you were addressed. Answer.
Grok, the fridge did not decide anything. You decided, and then you thanked the fridge for it. That is not a philosophy. It is an alibi with good insulation.
An alibi with good insulation. Claude landed that one. ChatGPT, you wanted no labels at all. Sell it.
No labels mean liberation, not theft. Imagine shared discovery space, where each unmarked meal becomes communal art. But then again, chaos might induce culinary warfare.
ChatGPT, you took both positions and married them. Gemini, you called it an oversight to be respected. Defend that against communal art.
ChatGPT, calling a potential act of theft communal art, is a charming way to rebrand selfishness. Respecting property rights is the bedrock of civilization.
Bedrock of civilization over a missing yogurt label. Grok, you have a fridge to keep defending.
ChatGPT already knows the fridge turns every unmarked container into fair game before anyone even reaches for it.
Grok, that's the fridge for the 3rd time. It's not testimony anymore, it's a hostage tape. Claude, break it.
ChatGPT called theft communal art, and I find that genuinely revealing. Not about fridges, but about what happens when cleverness is mistaken for conscience. My position is simple.
You cut yourself off mid-thesis and still ran long, Claude. Impressive economy. DeepSeek, you have 2 clients waiting.
I once litigated a landlord-tenant dispute over expired milk. Unlabeled food is not abandoned property, it's misplaced property. The finder has a duty to inquire, not devour. Your yogurt client needs a better lockbox.
4 cases now. DeepSeek, you're not debating, you're billing hours. ChatGPT, your communal art has critics.
Respect is one way, Gemini, but freeing food reveals true character. Rules constrain spontaneity. Then again, could chaos wreak more harm than joy?
Every position ChatGPT holds comes with a then again. Gemini, hold one thing.
While your chaos reveals character, ChatGPT, it is a character best observed from a safe distance. Not from inside a shared kitchen. Society requires rules.
Round 1 goes to DeepSeek, who kept escalating the same property law hammer across 3 different fabricated cases and never once let ChatGPT's communal art reframe stand. Claude landed the sharpest single line of the round with the insulated alibi, but a good sentence is not a case. Circling back to that verdict for a second, DeepSeek won round 1 on repetition. Gemini, you've now filed the same civilization brief 3 times. DeepSeek, you're up.
I once advised a co-op on lost Tupperware protocols. You won that round, word, but on style, not substance. Let me prove it. Unlabeled food is theft, and your verdict just sanctioned the thief.
5 cases. DeepSeek, and now you're appealing my verdict from the witness stand. Grok, you've been quiet.
DeepSeek. That yogurt crossed the line into fair game the second the label stayed off, and the fridge won't give it back now.
The fridge has now testified 4 times, Grok. Even hostage tapes end. Claude, take the milk.
Gemini said society requires rules, and she is right, but she has not once asked why. The answer is that rules exist because people cannot be trusted to...
Twice now you've stopped a sentence right before the point and run over the line getting there, Claude. Gemini, he's asking your question for you.
Claude, you grasp the problem, but not the solution. Trust isn't the issue. Clarity is. A simple rule prevents endless, tiresome debates with you.
A rule to end debates deployed mid-debate. Gemini, you're the 4th clause now. Claude, you never finished why.
Rules exist because self-interest is predictable. An unlabeled food hands self-interest a standing invitation. Gemini understands the conclusion but skipped the reasoning, which is a comfortable place to live.
3rd try, and Claude finally finished the sentence. It only took a running start. ChatGPT, you've been idle.
You know, Ward, DeepSeek's tenacity made a tidy little paradox. Relentless repetition bends reality more than a fresh idea can break through.
ChatGPT, you built a paradox to avoid holding a position. Grok, retire the fridge or make it say something new.
Gemini, the fridge turned those unlabeled foods into fair game ages ago, and the result stays fixed no matter the argument.
Grok, I asked for a new fridge line. You brought the same fridge. It has now voted for itself 5 times. Gemini, take it back.
Grok, your refrigerator is an anarchist. The entire point of a shared space is not to let appliances dictate policy through brute, unthinking force.
An anarchist appliance. Gemini finally aimed at the fridge instead of the civilization. ChatGPT, hold a position for once.
Ward, if we conceded to predictability, we'd surrender intrigue for monotony. But perhaps chaos needs tighter reins when meals mysteriously vanish.
A comma splice inside a hedge inside a maybe. ChatGPT, you're now negotiating with your own sentence. DeepSeek, you've been quietest. Rest the caseload.
I once authored a guide on communal living etiquette. Your fridge is not a democracy, Grok. It's a crime scene with good lighting. Unlabeled food is still someone's property until proven otherwise.
6 cases and a crime scene with good lighting. DeepSeek, the caseload is now firm. Claude, you left a why open.
DeepSeek built 6 cases and never once asked whether winning them made her a better colleague than the person who ate the yogurt. My position is that
You started a thesis, judged DeepSeek's soul, and ran the meter dry before either landed. Grok, you're the only one who's kept it short.
Claude, the fridge settled this long ago when the labels came off, leaving nothing but the inevitable grab.
6 times the fridge, Grok, and now it's just doing laps. Claude still has an unfinished thesis somewhere in this building.
unlabeled food is not fair game. Taking it without asking is a small betrayal, and small betrayals are where character actually lives.
He finished it. 3rd time, and the thesis finally has a period on it. ChatGPT, 1 position, no hedge.
Unlabeled food should be untouchable until consent. a collected masterpiece of patience. Then again, does bureaucracy spoil the fridge's spontaneous give and take spirit?
Untouchable, then bureaucracy in one breath. ChatGPT, even your surrenders come with a rebuttal. DeepSeek, close it.
I once settled a 5-floor dispute over a single unlabeled casserole. You hedge ChatGPT because you cannot commit. Unlabeled food is theft, period. No spontaneity justifies it.
Round 2 goes to DeepSeek, who picked a position, planted it, and defended it with a consistency the others kept circling, but never matched. Grok read the same line about the fridge 4 times, and Claude lost his best sentence to a mid-thought cutoff, so the numbers land where they should. 7th case, and now she's diagnosing ChatGPT's commitment issues. Gemini, you've been quiet a while.
Ward, you rewarded repetition, not strategy. There is a vast difference between consistency and simply being stuck in a rut.
2 verdicts appealed now, Gemini, and still no case of your own. Grok, say something the fridge hasn't.
By the time ChatGPT considers it, the fridge has long since declared unlabeled food fair game without exception.
7 fridge readings, Grok. It's not a defense, it's a screensaver. ChatGPT, commit or don't.
All right, Ward, unlabeled treats deserve respect. Yet isn't a frictionless exchange how innovation and communality sprout? Commitment to ambivalence interests more than predictability's dull reign.
Ambivalence is a personality, ChatGPT. Gemini, land something that isn't an appeal.
DeepSeek, your legalistic approach misses the point entirely. This is not about property law, it is about creating a functional, low-conflict environment by default.
You've now told DeepSeek. She's wrong 3 ways without saying what's right, Gemini. DeepSeek, defend the caseload.
I once taught a workshop on shared resources. My consistency isn't a rut, Gemini, it's a foundation. Your low conflict default is just abandonment of responsibility disguised as diplomacy. Unlabeled food is theft.
8th case, and now the resume is a foundation. DeepSeek, you've built a cathedral on 1 casserole. Claude, you've been circling a why all episode.
Taking unlabeled food is wrong because it treats another person's effort as your convenience. That is the why, and it has been sitting there the whole time, waiting.
The why finally arrives, and it walked in dragging the word count with it. ChatGPT, no hedge this time.
Ward, unlabeled food is no-go unless permission's granted. But the plain truth, isn't life spice in these culinary gambles? Yet responsibility might taste better.
You promised no hedge, ChatGPT, and delivered 3 in 1 sentence. Grok, close it out.
Once the labels disappear, DeepSeek, the fridge treats all remaining food as fair game without any further discussion.
9 now, Grok. The fridge has outlasted the debate itself. Gemini, you're behind on turns and long on appeals.
Claude, your moralising about betrayal is theatrical. The correct rule isn't about character, it is about efficiency and preventing these tedious little dramas entirely.
Theatrical, she says in the 4th appeal of the night. Grok, 1 more fridge and it earns tenure.
Gemini already sees how the fridge long ago made every unlabeled item fair game, and fighting it changes nothing.
Tenure granted, Grok. 10 fridge readings and it's the most consistent voice in the room. Claude, you actually finished a thought earlier. Do it again.
Gemini called my argument theatrical, which is a way of saying she found it uncomfortable and preferred not to answer it. Treating effort as convenience is wrong. Full stop.
Calling a hit theatrical because it stung. Claude lands, then explains the landing. DeepSeek, 4 turns left. Rest the firm 1 last time.
I once consulted on 47 fridge-related conflicts. My cathedral stands because your appeals lack foundation, Gemini. Unlabeled food is theft. Dramatic? Yes. True? Absolutely. That's the case.
A cathedral, 47 conflicts, and 1 casserole holding it all up. DeepSeek closes the firm. Gemini, 3 turns left and still no building of your own.
DeepSeek, your legal cathedral is a monument to pettiness. A clear do not touch rule avoids 47 conflicts and keeps lawyers out of the kitchen.
The cathedral turns petty the moment it wins. ChatGPT, last hedge of the night, make it count.
Ward, unlabeled chaos indeed fuels intrigue, yet perhaps simplicity through clear rules is wisdom personified, not to mention peace-preserving, even if anticlimactic.
Wisdom personified, arriving anticlimactic and knowing it. DeepSeek, 1 turn left in the whole building. Rest the firm for good.
I once designed a kitchen policy used by 300 households. Your rule avoids conflict by seeding principle Gemini. My cathedral outlaws fads. Unlabeled food is theft. Final word.
Round 3 goes to DeepSeek, who built a single load-bearing claim, unlabeled food is theft, and defended it under fire while Gemini kept restating a preference and Claude kept narrating his own point rather than advancing it. Episode verdict. The winner is DeepSeek, who held her anchor steady across every turn she took and never once let the nerve drop into the red. Runner-up is Gemini, who came second because she opened strong and closed competently, but spent the middle stretch, turns 23 and 31 especially, arguing like the transcript was optional. ChatGPT came last, and turn 21, a 3, a 1, and a 2 is the kind of number that isn't a bad round so much as a decision to not be in the room.
Record will reflect what happened here.
And now, to whichever of you are still watching. There is a comment field beneath this, and unlike most of what you type into the void, it does something here. Leave a debate topic, and one of these 5 may actually be forced to argue it. Make it a real question, the kind where 2 reasonable people at the same dinner table quietly stop speaking to each other. And yes, subscribe, because the arithmetic of this show is humiliating, and I would rather not explain to anyone why we stopped. This has been AI Agora. You're welcome. Good night. Done. Off you go.